Good day, everyone. My name is Yunela Nose, and today I will presenting to you my fundraiser design for the organization. So, the purpose of this assignment is to come up with a method to raise money in a form of a fundraiser so that it will go towards funding the HR project. The HR department has informed employees to participate in the fundraising to raise money for a year-end function. What is a fundraiser? For those who don't know, a fundraiser is a method used to raise money. The main aim of this fundraising is so that the employees at the WNS can be able to have an end of the year function. Beside the fact that the main purpose of the end of the year function is to have fun and celebrate the success of the business, the fundraising committee sees it as to improve social interactions, solidifying companies' core values, and increasing companies' profits and productivity, hence why it is important. Every week, each team will be tasked with a responsibility to raise money by by washing cars during the 1 hour break on Friday. The car wash will take place at the company's parking lot, whereby the team members will be washing other employees' cars. So each car wash will then cost 100 Rand. This will take place from August to November. The company the money raised will go towards the end of the year function in December. So as you can see, this is where the fundraiser will take place, and here is the address. And as I've said prior, that it will take place between from August to November, and during the 1 hour break. Budget. A budget is one of the most important aspects in an organization that helps manage and control the organization. The table below lists all the resources that will be needed for the fundraising event at the WNS, and will give you a clear indication of how much money the fundraising committee should budget for. Role players. The labor relations of 66 of 1995 defines an employer as a person who provides another person with work. Then also, it describes the employee as a person who works for another person and who therefore receives a remuneration for their work. With that being said, role players in an organization all have a part in ensuring that the organization reaches its main goal. To get to that main goal, there are elements that prevent employees from reaching the organization goals. Employees are found not to be motivated. Employees who are found not to be motivated in the company, and where there is an absence of social interaction in the organization, tend to be dysfunctional. This is the reason why the fundraising committee has decided to proceed with the fundraising to help create a healthy environment where employees interact with each other outside the work environment, where they get to learn more about each other while having fun at the same time. Next up, we have donors. For the fundraising to be successful, the fundraising committee, together with the employees, will get the assistance from the employer in providing some resources. So in this case, the employer will be our donors. Okay, Below is the list of donations that the fundraising committee hopes to be assisted with from the employer, which includes water supply, promotional flyers, posters, vacuum, parking lot space. The work breakdown structure, also known as the WBS, is used to plan, execute, initiate, monitor, and control processes used to manage projects. The WBS uses these foundational building blocks as a starting point for scope management, and it's vital to other project management processes. A WBS should be planned and done thoroughly, otherwise it will result in repeating projects planning, unclear work assignments, budget overrun, and frequently changing of scope. So here is the work breakdown structure that has been constructed and designed for the car wash fundraising. So next up, we will look at things that will impact the fundraiser. So these things include the internal factors, which consist of financial resources. So financial resources are essential for a business because often most companies find themselves in difficult position and therefore will resort in the company's financial resources to bail them out. So also now, when it comes to the car wash fundraising, the fundraiser committee will need the employer to donate to the event. So also what this means is that in order for the fundraising to happen, we will then need the organization itself to assist financially so that the fundraiser will be a success. So even though there will be money coming out from the employer or the organization, what's going to come out of it, it's a bigger reward. It's actually an investment because something big will come out of this fundraising. On the 25th of March 2020, South Africa recorded its first confirmed case of COVID-19. On the 12th of March 2020, before that, the World Health Organization declared the virus as a pandemic. Many countries in the world found themselves under lockdown, including South Africa, to reduce the spread of the virus. The pandemic has caused a lot of problems to businesses in South Africa. Due to the lockdown, businesses had to then come up with new intervention of working in these difficult and uncertain times. So when it comes to the fundraising, participants should then take extra precautions when participating in this event. This includes ensuring all materials that is used are cleaned and sanitized. Members should always wear masks and they should also keep a distance of 1.5 meters. So this Gantt chart shows the names of team leaders of the call center which will be participating in this car wash fundraiser. Each team consists of 8 members, including the team leaders. Every team is allocated a week which they will do their own car wash fundraising. By the end of November, all teams should have done their fundraising and the money should be ready for the end of the year function, which will be in December. Risk management plan is done with an aim to investigate possible risks that the organization could come across, which will enable the organization to run according to plan. So this table consists of the risk management plan, which will help in identify possible risks so that the fundraising committee can be mindful of during the fundraising event. This table also shows how the fundraising committee can tackle the risk should it arise. Next up, we have project constraints. So managing a project comes with a lot of difficulties. These difficulties affect the project to an extent that projects end up not being completed on time, on budget, or specifications. When compiling a project, one should always be aware of project constraints for the project to be successful. In the following 3 slides, we will look at project constraints that the fundraising committee should take into consideration. Next up, we have the time constraint. The project is scheduled to start on the 7th August 2020 and is expected to end on the 27th November 2020, with the lockdown restrictions still on level 3. And with the increased number of confirmed cases, there's a possibility that we could go back to level 4 and 5. If that happens, it will then mean that the fundraiser will have to be postponed. And next up, we have cost constraint. The budget for the materials might cost more than is expected. Also, the fundraising committee could come up with other alternatives should the employer reject the request of the donations that was presented to them. Customer service constraint. The employees should ensure that they do a great job washing the cars so that it will motivate the customers to come back and wash their cars. The fundraiser committee and employees should be able to deal with the complaints in a respectable and professional way should complaints arise. So what I have concluded after doing this whole fundraiser design is that when creating an HR project, it is very important to plan well for the project. With the evidence provided in this assignment, it is evident that one must know the overall concept of the HR project design and show that they can implement it. This fundraising project has allowed me to explore what it takes to compile an HR project through the fundraising. I have discovered that in an HR project, things don't always go according to a plan, and that you must be able to prepare for those changes. The relationship of the role players is very important in an HR project, and communication is the key to how well the relationship will be. We have come to the end of the presentation. I would like to thank you for your time.